The truck door slid open, and Arya Sterling crawled out of the back compartment in the same hoodie from the night before, her hair a disaster, blinking against the rising sun. Marcus stared. She held up both hands defensively.
I slept in your truck. I am sorry. The thing is, I have nowhere else I want to go, and the back compartment has a quilt in it that smells like the most comforting woman who ever lived.
Marcus, still staring, handed her his coffee without thinking. She took it without thinking, took a sip, closed her eyes.
Your grandmother. That is the quilt.
Yeah.
Arya nodded, did not give the coffee back. Then, after a long moment, set it down very carefully and pulled her phone from her hoodie pocket. 12 missed calls from her bank, 6 missed calls from her landlord, 1 text from her father sent at 4:17 a.m. You will end this today, or you will end your life as a Sterling. Cards already canceled. Apartment served notice. Brands instructed to drop you. Below it, 4 texts from her American Express acceptance line in the last 90 minutes, each one informing her that her card had been declined in escalating venues. The parking garage where her Lambo was sitting, the brunch place where she had a standing reservation, the boutique where she had ordered next week's resort wear, the Uber she had taken to get here. She looked up at Marcus.
Marcus, I am about to be very embarrassing for about an hour, and then I am going to make myself useful. Is that all right with you?
Brisket, on the dashboard, gave her his most theatrical full-body stretch.
Welcome to the truck, ma chère,
He said, and Marcus realized, with a small lurch, that this was the first time the cat had voluntarily spoken in front of Arya. She blinked. She had not heard him. Not yet. She did not call her father back. She set the phone face down on the prep counter and let it buzz itself silent. Then she said, in a voice Marcus had not heard her use yet,
My grandmother died in February. Vietnamese. She raised me. My father didn't come to the funeral. Just thought you should know.
Marcus had not asked.
Sit down.
He started water for pho. He pulled bones from the freezer his grandmother had labeled in her own handwriting for sad days only. Charred onions on the burner direct. Toasted star anise and cinnamon in a dry pan until the truck smelled like a Vietnamese winter. Cracked the marrow into the pot and stood there stirring for 40 minutes while the sun came up. Arya sat on the floor of the truck the whole time, did not speak. Marcus did not turn on the open sign. He ladled pho into a bowl, tore Thai basil over the top with his hands, slid it to her on the floor. She ate it cross-legged at 8 in the morning and cried the entire time silently, without performance, tears running down her face into the bowl. Brisket, on the dashboard, looked away, out of respect, maybe, or out of something older. Marcus closed the truck for the day, put a closed family emergency sign on the window, sat on the floor across from Arya, and did not say anything for 2 hours. That night at 2 a.m., they were both asleep, Arya in the back compartment, Marcus on the bench seat, when the truck door was kicked open from the outside hard enough to crack the hinge. Reese stood in the doorway, drunk, eyes wet, jaw working. Marcus was on his feet before he knew he was awake. Reese filled the doorway, streetlight cutting his silhouette taller than he was. The smell of bourbon came in with the cold air. His voice was thick. Where is she? Marcus stepped sideways to block the back of the truck. You don't come in here, Reese. Step back. Reese laughed. Short. Ugly. You think I don't know what's happening, ramen boy? My ex has been sleeping in a food truck for 2 days. The internet's seen the clip. Her father's seen the clip. I've seen the clip. And now you're feeding her pho at 8 a.m. like a Hallmark movie. Arya was awake. Marcus could feel her behind him. Reese, go home. He took 1 step inside, then another. Marcus did not move out of his way. Reese said softly, with the tenderness of a man who had rehearsed this line, Arya, I'm second place at everything because of you. Come home. I'll forgive you. That was when Brisket launched from the dashboard. 12 pounds of orange cat flew through the air and clamped his jaws around the meat of Reese's left calf, hard enough to draw blood through denim. Reese roared. He swung his leg in a wide drunk arc, with the cat still attached, and on the second swing, Brisket lost his grip and went sailing across the truck, hitting the steel side wall with a wet, terrible sound. The cat slid to the floor. The cat did not move. A pool of blood, small but unmistakable, spread under his head on the dirty rubber floor mat. Arya screamed. Marcus did not scream. Marcus did something quieter and much worse. Marcus did not scream. He did something much worse. 2 steps, and he was inside Reese's chest. Reese was bigger. It did not matter. He drove Reese backward out the open door, off the metal step, off the curb, into the side of a parked car. The car alarm shrieked. Reese hit the asphalt on one knee. Marcus stood over him, holding his collar, his face very, very close.
You hurt my cat.
Bro, it is just a cat.
If you ever come within a block of this truck again, I will find every restaurant in this city, including Damien's, and tell them exactly which line cook leaks recipes to TikTok. Try me.
Reese went pale. Marcus turned his back. Arya was already on the floor. Brisket was breathing, but small and shallow. Marcus scooped him up. Half a block down, a police siren chirped. They had 90 seconds.
Arya, drive.
Arya had never driven a stick shift. The truck stalled twice before the engine caught. In Marcus's lap, Brisket opened one unblinking yellow eye.
Don't let me die in a parking lot, Marcus.
4 hours later, the cat was alive. Dr. Sally Cho had opened her clinic at 3 in the morning when Marcus pounded on her glass with both fists. Now she stared at the x-ray for a long time without speaking.
Marcus, how old is this cat?
I don't know. My grandmother had him since the 60s.
The oldest cat ever recorded was 38. That cat is older than that. The internal density, the joint structure. This is not a cat aged by years.
Aged by what then?
I have no idea. I am not writing anything in his chart. Take him home, and please do not bring him back.
Under a buzzing sodium light in the parking lot, Marcus held the cat in both hands. Brisket cracked one yellow eye. His voice came out thin and terribly far away.
Marcus, I have outlived every person I have ever loved. Please do not be the next.
3 feet away, Arya heard a French-accented voice come distinctly out of the cat. She made no sound. She filed the moment away exactly as her ruthless father had taught her to do, and said nothing.
Very interesting. The little spy is awake.
At 6 in the morning, the line on Sunset Boulevard was already 100 deep. The clip of Reese being shoved into a parked car had hit TikTok by 4 a.m. The hashtag was trending globally. Ramen Boy defends his cat. Marcus had not slept. He cooked purely with his left hand, his right wrapped in bandages from punching the truck wall. Korean gochujang fried chicken. He double-fried batches until the skin shattered like crystal under a fork. By 11 a.m., a black vehicle pulled up. A sharp-eyed woman with gray temples stepped out. Arya, prepping on a stool inside, stopped breathing.
Marcus. That is Chef Kim Na-young. 2 Michelin stars in Seoul.
Chef Kim got in line. She waited her turn. When she reached the window, she looked at him directly, chef to chef.
Marcus Reeves, I am teaching a masterclass next Wednesday. I would like to cook your gochujang chicken on stage. With your permission, with you in the front row, fully credited, yes or no?
Marcus stood completely frozen. He opened his mouth, but no words came out. On the dashboard, for the first time in 12 hours, Brisket opened his eyes.
Marcus, say yes.
6 days later, the Hollywood Roosevelt Ballroom was full of 300 restaurant industry professionals at $1,200 a head, and Marcus Reeves was seated in the front row in his only pressed shirt, with Arya Sterling on his left and an orange cat in a soft carrier at his feet. Chef Kim Na-young walked on stage in starched whites and pulled a deep fryer to the front of the demonstration kitchen. Today, she said, I am cooking a dish I learned 6 days ago from a chef in a food truck on Sunset Boulevard. He is sitting in the front row. His name is Marcus Reeves. The ballroom turned. 300 chefs, a room full of people who had not turned their heads for a guest in 5 years, turned to look at Marcus. Marcus had not been prepared for this. He stood up because he did not know what else to do. Sit, Kim said. We'll get to you after, Marcus sat. She cooked the gochujang fried chicken in 11 minutes. Name Marcus 3 more times during her demo. Name the cat once by accident, off the cuff, gesturing toward the carrier, and the room laughed in 3 languages. When she played it, she walked the dish directly to Marcus's seat. Taste it, chef. I'm not taste it, Chef Reeves. He took one bite. It was his dish. Exactly his dish. Better, even Kim had refined his glaze with a Korean technique he did not know existed. He looked up at her. Thank you, chef. She bowed short, formal, kitchen to kitchen. In the carrier at his feet, Brisket made a sound that was probably a purr. Across the ballroom, in the back row, Damien Voss stood up and walked out, without speaking to anyone. Arya, beside Marcus, watched Damien leave with the focused, professional attention of someone who had already started, that morning, to plan her infiltration. He did not see her watching. Yet, the next morning at 7 a.m., a woman in a Navy windbreaker with a Los Angeles County Department of Public Health badge stepped up to the truck window with a clipboard and a faint look of apology she immediately suppressed.
Mr. Reeves, surprise inspection.
Arya, behind Marcus, set down her coffee very quietly. Brisket, on the dashboard, was eating a strip of grocery store tuna with the slow, careful dignity of a convalescing king. The inspection took 40 minutes. The inspector wrote with extraordinary speed. When she finished, she handed Marcus a citation with 9 separate violations checked off. Improper food storage, insect entry points, hand washing sink placement, animal and food prep area, no HVAC venting, no second hand washing station, expired fire suppression cert, improper grease trap, and, at the bottom, unverified ingredient sourcing. Total fines, $32,000, plus a stop operation order, effective immediately. She turned to leave. Her foot caught on the truck's metal step. Her clipboard tipped forward. 3 sheets of paper fluttered to the sidewalk. Marcus crouched to help her. The top sheet was the citation. The second was her inspector's daily route assignment. The third was a cream, blind embossed business card paper-clipped to a handwritten note in a sharp slashing script Marcus had now seen twice. The card, Voss, Damien Voss, Executive Chef. The note, in Damien's hand, maximum violations, today, confirmed by 9 a.m., DV. The inspector saw Marcus see it. Her face did not move. She picked up the papers, walked away without speaking. Behind Marcus, Arya said quietly, very evenly,
Marcus, we need to talk about what I am going to do about Damien Voss. And we need to talk about it after dinner service tonight. Don't argue with me.
Brisket, on the dashboard, glanced at her with what Marcus realized, too late, was approval.